excited about is meeting the people in my sections, getting to know them as friends, and Ford Field at the end.
What are you most excited for, do you think?
Probably the music and marching in a band.
It's tough and it's enjoyable. It's at times fun, at times hard work, but it's truly life-changing. I think it's one of the best things you can do in your high school time.
One move, turn +1. Set and doctor.
The show this year is entitled When the Cat's Away. Generically speaking, it's basically mice trying not to get caught by a trap or a cat. This is kind of, I guess, for lack of a better term, kind of the cutest show that we've done. It's a very lighthearted, fun show. I'm super excited about it. It's a beautiful thing that we're all out there kind of, in a lot of ways, forced to be working together and making it work, and it's just a little microcosm of like the rest of life.
What if we laminated a worm? What do you think would happen?
It switches. It just goes. It's high speed right here. Look at it go. It's like watching grass grow.
Band camp is also that aspect of getting to know everybody before school starts. It's really important for the younger kids, so it's like, as a freshman, it's the way to get started before everyone else in a sense. But band camp is a way that the whole band can get together and become more of a family or unit. And it's just a great way to, spend time with basically your family throughout the week and to get to know them a lot quicker than a few hours a night.
Count, count. Make sure your feet come together at the end.
The color guard role is huge. It is the main driver of the theme usually, and also the main driver visually for the band. So this year, they're going to be the mice. So they're the main character essentially of the entire show. And with the flags and other things, they add so much color and depth and visual presence that they're integral to making the show work.
We are a tight group of girls and guys for a few years, but we know each other deep down and we love each other, everything. We spend all these weeks, all these long, hard hours. It's a hard thing to do, and we get through it together as a team. We are constantly running around the field. It's hard. We run, we practice, we have choreography, jumps, we have to get those quads, the calves, everything. We have to count, we have to, perform up to the front, so it's hard, a lot of core work.
Drumline is obviously one of the oldest traditions in terms of drumming and marching. They're excitement building, they're volume creating. It's really exciting to watch, and they have to move a lot too. They lay down the rhythmic foundation, and if they're not solid musically, rhythmically, the whole band will fall apart.
The Drumline kids work a little bit longer than the band. We started a little bit earlier. And we sound the coolest. Yeah, they totally do.
This year's Drumline has a whole lot of potential. We've been struggling with numbers and motivation for a while now, but this year looks super promising, and I have a lot of hope for these guys.
The drumline is really the time for the band and helps keep everyone together, and the pit doesn't really contribute to that because we're on the front line. We make everything sound cooler. We add different timbres and things that you wouldn't hear anywhere else in the band, and we fill up the sound with electronics, and we put the sound effects in, and we just kind of the cherry on top.
They play some of the most complicated music out there. Lots of notes, lots of fun integral pieces. They create a lot of ambiance and impact with cymbals and all sorts of the bass drum and all sorts of things that we can't get out on the field. And being front field, it really helps to project all of that much easier.
I feel like the group as a whole, we're like really good together. It just takes time, the time and practice that we work on. And yeah, I think it's coming along great.
The drum majors are incredibly important for the band. They are essentially in charge of making sure if anything starts going wrong, that they can help create that synergy again on the fly. They help so much behind the scenes that people don't ever see. It's very thankless oftentimes what they do, because they spend dozens of hours that people don't see for the band.
We're kind of a model for what everybody's supposed to be. Not saying that we're perfect, but we have to be so that other people know what they're doing.
We're also kind of a universal section leader. You know, we're not just in charge of the mellows or the flutes. We don't just need to know like their music or their counts or their names, but we kind of have to get to know everyone and be there for everyone, not depending on section.
Sectionals are a really important thing because it allows each instrument, or like small groups of instruments, to focus in on their specific parts. When it's with the full band, it can get kind of complicated because you're listening to everyone else, you're marching, you're moving, you're doing all these things. But in the sectional, you have a professional in your instrument helping you figure out notes and fingerings and musicality and different aspects that we can then add to your marching.
For saxes, you're noticing it's a pretty large jaw movement to bend that note down a full half step. And then for tubas, some of us are yet to really drop the jaws. I'm watching, I'm seeing a pretty stable jaw. So.
Turn,
Donovan, why aren't you getting wet?
Because I'm an adult, and adults don't do child things now. Just kidding.
Single burger.
If we could at this time, let's hear it for all of our football seniors this year at Northview.
Looking forward to the game and the incredible marching show. I got a grandson marching in the band now, you know, and I'm so proud of Mr. Wells. Love the guy, he's doing a great job.
The band is amazing every single time. It's like everyone sits down, which is something that never happens ever in a game, but we do it to watch the band, and everyone just watches and pays attention, and the band's always amazing.
What day is it today?
Today is our last Saturday practice / performance before state finals, and I'm pumped.
Are you really though?
No. Yes, I am. Yes and no. I'm looking forward to the aspect of, for once in my life, maybe kind of knowing what I'm doing. Last year I was brand new and I didn't really know what I was doing, but this year with all the competitions and in practices and stuff, I have an idea of what's going on.
I'm feeling excited. We have a competition today. Pretty cold, yeah. I got some hand warmers.
Shoulders, boot angles, freeze.
State finals is what everything for me. It's a magical experience. It's everything you've worked for, all your rehearsals, your hundreds of hours of rehearsals. This is the moment that it all comes to play. It's really stressful when you think about it because you only get one shot, but it's really the coolest moment ever.
It's just crazy to be there because it's hyped up all season and you're like, whoa, there's this huge arena that we're going to go to and we're going to perform, and you never really realize like how big and how amazing it truly is until you're there. Because I mean, you think about it all season long and people talk about it, and I mean, you see the stadium on TV with the Detroit football games, and just actually being there, walking there, and just finally it's just hitting you that, wow, this is it.
We go out on the field, and because at the beginning we're facing away, so we turn around and you're just confronted with these so many people. It was like the scariest moment of my life, honestly, but it was so worth it. Like, the applause afterwards was just amazing.
Don't be too hasty in running from things that are different and running from things that are challenging, because a lot of high school is meant to challenge you, and you can end up with awesome people doing awesome things for other people.
I've seen others create passions for music through marching band. Like I said, like there were kids in my section where they didn't want to pick up the horn at all, and then they were asking me stuff about how do I get better, how do I do this, how do I do that, how can I, when can I. So mentally and spiritually, like, it's prepped everyone to find a passion and a calling for a career, what you want to do with your life, even if it's not music, because that's what discipline is.
Band is definitely a family, with the good and the bad. With 170 to 180 people, the beauty is we have like all walks within that group. So statistically speaking, you've got introverts and extroverts and great relationships and dysfunctional relationships, and working through that.
Marching band has showed that I can just be myself and people are still going to accept me.
It's just a great group of people.